Hey Bronco Nation, I'm Jordan, and today we're going to be giving you a walk around of this Bronco Sport trail rig you see behind me. Now this is a concept vehicle, a pre-production vehicle, so everything you see on it may not be fully representative of what's going to be on dealer lots or make it to the final production units later this year, but it should be a pretty good indication not only of what this vehicle is, what it can do, but also how you can outfit it for your adventure. Let's take a look. So starting on the exterior, you can see this Bronco Sport is in Cyber Orange, which is an awesome color that's available on both Bronco Sport and full-size Bronco. This is the Badlands trim and is rocking 31-inch BF Goodrich KM3 mud terrain tires. We'll get over to that in a second. On the front you see here, this is a custom nudge bar with rigid light pods mounted to the front as well. Pretty cool, gives you that nice overlanding trail rig look. Moving on over to the side, as I mentioned, you do have stock wheels which are available on the Badlands trim with those BF Goodrich KM3 mud terrain tires that I mentioned. This also has a 1-inch aftermarket lift, which isn't available from the factory, but it's demonstrated on this unit. It kind of gives the vehicle a little bit of a taller stance, a little bit of a bigger stance. It looks really, really cool going down the road. Moving down the side of the vehicle, you can see the Badlands badge here proudly represented on the side. A really cool little feature about it at night, it is reflective, so if you shine flashlight on it or headlights or whatever, it lights up really well, makes your car a little bit more visible from the side. Moving on towards the back, you do have the Ford Signature keyless entry pad. This is something that so many Ford customers love. I have it on my truck and I absolutely love it. Feature I definitely can't live without. So this is integrated into the door. It is going to be available on full-size Bronco as well as an option from the factory. Up here you'll see the contrasting carbonized gray safari roof. This gives an awesome look, kind of ties in with those steely wheels down below and just brings the outside appearance of the vehicle together. Moving on back here, you have the Easy Fuel gas cap, which is a Ford Signature as well, and then a little Easter egg on top of the gas cap, paying homage to some vintage Broncos, which is pretty sweet. Now Bronco Sport has some really impressive approach and departure angles. We saw those shown off in their full capability when we were here in Moab a little bit earlier this year doing durability testing with Bronco Sport. Now we were on the infamous Hell's Revenge Trail, and to be honest, when we went out there in the morning, I was a little bit skeptical, and by the end of the day, I was blown away. Now we have a full testing video of Bronco Sport here in Moab a little bit earlier on our channel, so make sure you go check that video out after. It'll be linked in the description below. Back to the approach and departure angles, you can see here the back behind the back body behind the rear axle is pretty short and the back end is very vertical, again contributing to those approach and departure angles for when you are out on the trail. Moving to the rear of the vehicle, this is one of the most functional rear ends of a vehicle I've seen. It's awesome for those people looking to get out and adventure on the weekends after a long week at work, and everything's kind of built in for functional purposes, for ergonomical purposes, and things you wouldn't really think of are integrated into this rear end very in a very clever way. First of all, you see these handles where you close the tailgate. Now, a lot of people would be thinking, oh, this is just a grab handle, nothing to it. However, the Ford engineers have gone a step further and integrated these grab handles to be able to hang clothing, to be able to hang gear after a long day on the trail. They gave us the example of if you're surfing, coming back to your car, and you want to change out of your wetsuit, let it dry, you can hang something up here. So they actually went out and bought a bunch of hangers, wetsuits, clothes, all sorts of gear, and hung it on these handles to see how much it could hold. And the capacity is pretty good. So if you're hanging your wetsuit, hanging your jerseys, whatever it may be after your adventure, this is a great place to kind of decompress from the day and chill out. Now after the trail, you might be looking to relax a little bit. Well, Bronco Sport has you covered. There's an integrated bottle opener into the tailgate here. Awesome little Easter egg for you there. Now this rear end, as I mentioned, is very functional. We have this cargo management system. So this accessory actually flips over, these legs pop out, and it becomes a nice little table for changing, for eating, whatever it may be. It can hold up to 30 pounds, so it's very sturdy. You also have a tape measure on the back here, scale, which is neat. And then it provides a shelf. So if you're looking to put things up top, put things down below, kind of give a little bit of separation, it's great to do that as well. But the functionality doesn't end there. If you turn these little twist locks on this platform, you can move it back and it becomes a full second shelf for this rear cargo zone. It comes all the way up, butts up against the second row seats. So you have space down here, space up here. It can be a privacy partition if you have valuables, keep it down here, or if you're just looking for a little bit of separation as well. Doesn't stop there. This is actually fully removable. It slides down in these little notches and it becomes a divider. So if you have, fragile glass cans, whatever you want to put them up here to keep them from rolling around or rolling out of the vehicle if you're in an incline, this is a great way to manage that. There's 2 different settings or 2 different notches you can put in here based on what you're carrying with you. Over here you have a light switch, and these are for integrated lights up here in the tailgate. Again, making this area just a nice place to kind of relax after a long day on the trails, adventure, whatever it may be. So if it's at night and you're looking, you're changing, getting back in your vehicle, these pop up, they're adjustable, they light the whole area around you to make sure you can see what you're doing and get packed up safely and head on home. Also, lasso attachments here. There's 4 of them, 2 on the left, 2 on the right of this vehicle. So if you want to hang carabiners, straps, water bottles, whatever it may be, just keep things nice and secure. You also have latch points, 2 on the bottom and 2 on the bottom right as well to secure things, strap them down if you have objects in the back. One more feature before we move on up to the front of the vehicle is not only does the hatchback open, but the glass opens as well. So if you have that shelf I mentioned earlier, fully expanded, I guess, covering up the back area of the vehicle, really easy to reach in here, access what you need, and get on your way. Let's move up to the interior. Now the back area, the back seat of the Bronco Sport is a great place to be. Before we get too much into that, I know a lot of you have been asking, yes, these seats do fold fully flat. Both, it is a 60-40 split. The rubberized mats that you find in the back continue all the way up into the rear of the vehicle. So again, nice load flat floor, fitting tons of cargo in there. Moving on to the back seat of the Bronco Sport. Now this is a more compact SUV. It's definitely smaller than the full-size Bronco, more comparable in size to, let's say, a Ford Escape. So the interior volume is going to represent that. I'm 6 foot tall. I do fit comfortably back here, have a few inches of knee room. So if you're much taller, you may be a little uncomfortable, wouldn't want to spend too much time back here, but the seat is adjusted for someone my height as well. So this kind of gives you a good representation of what it's like to sit back here. Probably smaller adults and or children would fit better for longer rides, but for short hops around town or mountain biking trails, the beach, whatever you may be going, you could fit 2 adults back here comfortably. This does have drop-down cup holders as well, doubling as an armrest for this middle seat. Again, probably wouldn't want to sit in this middle seat for a long period of time, but to haul somebody across town, it definitely does the job. Now the back of the front seats in Bronco Sport are really cool, they're really functional, and they're cleverly designed to fit a lot of different things. First of all, you have this nice zipping pocket on both the driver and the passenger seats. It features this contrasting wide designed material, great for storing phones, maps, which I know none of us use, but I'm sure some of you out there do. I don't. Perfect for storing phones. You could put, a small tablet in here, headphones, something like that. Anything you want to get out of the way and organized that is easily accessible from the rear seat. Moving down below that, you do have these straps. There's 3 rows of them. Then they're divided vertically as well. And these are awesome to hook carabiners to. You can put a water bottle on here, any accessories that you might need for camping or your outdoor adventure. Awesome place, again, to get it up off the ground, organized and secure. Now you do have rear AC vents back here as well, which is great to keep your rear seat passengers cool. And then a 110 style outlet as well to charge up your devices before you hit the road. Now a really cool feature, probably my favorite feature in the back seat of Bronco Sport, is under seat storage. Yes, that is right. Bronco Sport features under seat storage. Now this has a rubberized floor mat, so if you're coming off of a muddy trail, your shoes are covered in dirt, you don't want to get them on the floorboards. Awesome. Stick them in here. You can secure them away and keep your vehicle clean. Moving up to the front of the vehicle, Ford has done a great job thinking through all aspects of Bronco Sport. Lots of great places to store things. You have this little storage shelf up here right below the 8-inch touchscreen featuring Ford's latest sync product. Great place to store your keys or your cell phone, something else, whatever it may be, your wallet. If you want to keep your device charged, there's a wireless charging pad down here as well. Now this is the Badlands, so wireless charging isn't available on all trim series, but it certainly is on this one. You have a USB-C and USB-A outlets, as well as a 12-volt power port. Moving on down from the screen, you have your basic radio controls right here. You also have your auto stop start deactivation switch, which I know many of you are asking about. Your camera button, climate vents, which these are actually neat because to shut them off, you just twist this little knob. It's not a, it's a dial on the bottom. It's just a knob here integrated right into the vent. So that's a cool little feature by Ford. Again, your stop start switch and the shelf for storing various things. Climate controls down here. And then you have your rotary shift knob as well. Moving Scrolling down below that, you do have your drive mode switch. Again, this is a very capable yet compact vehicle. You got your locking differential, multiple drive modes. On here we have slippery, sport, eco, your normal mode, mud and ruts, sand, rock crawl. So pretty much any scenario you find yourself in, Bronco Sport has a mode for that. Again, we tested it out in Moab and it performed with flying colors. Do have a sunroof here, which is great, even with the roof rack, as you see, which we'll talk about in a little bit. The sunroof does open fully. Also got an automatic sunshade, so you can really bring the outdoors in. Lastly, since this is the Badlands, second highest trim series outside of first edition, you do have the B&O Play audio system. Sounds great. It's in a lot of Ford vehicles. Really is an excellent system by Bang & Olufsen. Then you do have the contrasting seats here with black and then this brown with the Alcantara inserts. Unsure how much of this will make it to the final production, but on this unit, it looks awesome. Now, lastly, we want to talk about some of the accessories featured on this Bronco Sport trail rig concept. Of course, as you can see behind me, lots going on the roof. I want to give you a little bit more information about the Yakima Lock-And-Load roof and the accessories they have featured here. Now, first for the base, we have the Yakima Lock-And-Load platform roof rack with the Lock-And-Load off-road gear mounts as well to secure all this gear in place. Now, as far as equipment goes, all your off-road gear here is secured to the Yakima HD bar crossbars with the Yakima Lock-And-Load axe and high lift jack holders. So of course, holding an axe, holding a high lift jack over on the other side. And in the middle, you have the Ford Performance recovery boards. So this is an awesome system. It's super modular, super adaptable to whatever gear you might need to take. You can strap bags up here. You can have your off-roading gear. Whatever your adventure demands, this Bronco Sport with the Yakima Lock-And-Load roof rack can handle it. Well, that does it for us and the walk around of this Bronco Sport trail rig concept. It's an awesome vehicle displaying some of the capabilities and upgrades that you can do once you get your Bronco Sport in your driveway. Now, Bronco Sport deliveries are beginning at the end of this year, really at the end of November actually. So if you're watching this video in the next couple weeks and you're a Bronco Sport reservation holder, make sure you're checking your email to see if your VIN number or your delivery date has been scheduled, because we can't wait to see these out on the road. We have lots more Bronco Sport content coming in the coming weeks towards the end of this year, as well as early into next year, and we can't wait to see what you all do with your Bronco Sports as well. So until the next one, thanks so much for joining us, and we'll see you out on the road.